but Chad in particular said pull the socks all the way up. So yeah, Now let me tell you, real quick, Chad, he's the reason I got into the brand Rugby Ralph Lauren. He's the reason.
From Hollywood to Soho, we be wearing polo. Knockoffs is a no-no, that's just how it go though. You got it for the low-low, it's probably US Polo or Beverly Hills Polo. All of that is so-so, interlocks and chevrons, Cruise Navy and Lemon, Ralph Lauren wearing. I'm buying what you sellin', Maui pink and melon. Tell them about that rusty.
Greetings, and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. All right. It is here in some places, and it is like literally, as DoorDash would say, your dasher is pulling up with your order like right around the corner. I'm talking about rugby season. Fastly approaching, if not already here, just depending on where you live. So I decided that I'd go ahead and jump right into it because that's one of our favorite times of the year, rugby season. Rugby season, it spells a transition from the hot, muggy weather of summer to the warm weather of pre-fall, the warm weather of September, the cooler nights. It's a sign of the greatest season by far that there is fastly approaching, and that's fall. Rugby season coincides with American football. It coincides with world football. Rugby season is just it. It's just it. It's just it. The only thing that compares to rugby season and may be better is sweater season. And with sweater season being a lot longer, it's just, oh man, this is the time. This is the time. All right. So, but what I did decide to do was, obviously, I'm going to show you different ways to style the iconic piece known as the long sleeve rugby shirt. But this time it's not just going to be my style or my ways of styling. Now, before you get it twisted, there are probably a dozen ways to style a rugby, and I probably do almost all of them. But I do have certain go-to looks when it comes to a rugby shirt. All right. But in this episode, I'm gonna feature my guys, man. Some of my loved ones, man. You know what I mean? My friends. Some of my friends. If you do keep up with IG, then you'll know them collectively as the RL guys, which is me and 7 other gentlemen of like-minded taste and thinking. And I'm gonna highlight the way they style the rugby shirt. Now, again, same thing applies to them. We all have our ways of different ways that we like to style the rugby. But again, they have certain go-to ways or certain favorite ways that they style a rugby shirt. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. All right. It'll be 3 rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing, which we can break it down. It's full on rugby. It's full on collegiate rugby. It's full on Ivy style, English style. It's just, it's all Ralph Lauren. Polo blue label, crest, loafers with the crest on the vamp. Navy and gold striped rugby style socks, also polo blue label. The suit trousers, polo blue label, tweed herringbone pattern in a classic brown hue. Matching sports coat. All right. Polo blue label, vertical striped, collarless, tie rugby. All right. Floral print here, RLPC, floral crest. Great piece. Went with the OCBD and the green with navy and gold stripes. Went with a foul yard polo blue label bow tie, which I actually bought to just because I wanted to have a go-to bow tie to pair with the Fair Isles, because the foul yard tie, whether it's a bow tie or a necktie with the Fair Isle, it's just an iconic look. And the tweed run bicycle cap, rugby Ralph Lauren, rugby on the front, navy and gold stripe, tweed run on the back, and the glasses to give it that more collegiate look. All right, so that's my ensemble. This ensemble is one of my go-to looks, and it's also a go-to look for RL guys, Mill Brandon. All right, Mill that's my dude, man. That's my dude. Jersey native. He's a firefighter. He's a professional firefighter, and man, dude, just cool as a fan. He's got a couple of looks, but one of his favorites, he said, is to pair the rugby with a sports coat. Sports coat, blazer, necktie, bow tie. He's rather flexible. He's like me. He has a dozen different looks for the rugby. So this look is it represents me, but it also represents my guy Mill. All right. But without any further ado, we're gonna get into it, man. Rugby season, the RL guys way. Y'all ready? Me too. Now let's go. This look is brought to you courtesy of my guy, Jackson Reese Jackson. His IG handles Jackson Reese. I personally, and some of the other fellas, we call him Regatta Reese or Rugby Reese, because when you talk about some pieces, Regatta Reese got some pieces, boy. He got some pieces that I ain't seen anybody else with. He also is one of only two people that I know with the big kicker sweater. He has it, and then my guy Theo has it. I don't know anybody else with that sweater, and I've been hunting it. Y'all know I've been hunting it now for like 3 years strong. Every day on eBay, Poshmark, everything I can think of, trying to find that piece. He has one. And I must say, the one time I seen a picture of it where he styled it, he killed it. That's Regatta Reese, man. He's a magician. He's a magician. The one thing I like about Reese, Reese is Caribbean, but he lives in Brooklyn. He's been in Brooklyn, I think, a long time, a lot of his life. He's a musician. I used to dabble in music, so a lot of our thinking between the music and now just the Ralph Lauren lifestyle, we click pretty well. But one thing I like about him, man, is just like how he comes across, how he presents himself, man. Like he's a professional dude. Now, of course, think about anybody that's basically from New York, but has a Caribbean background. You already know, man. When that fuse get lit, it's over for you. Reese the same way, but you'll never know it. You'll never know it, man. Dude is just that cool. Another thing I like about him is, and this goes with the styling, is that he'll take that grail piece and do very minimalist, almost simplistic stylings with it, with everything else, and the whole ensemble just goes to a crazy level. Like he's never outlandish. He's never outlandish, yet his ensembles be like that every time. I haven't seen him miss. Now, of course, maybe he put something together and he's like, nah, this ain't working. Because we all been there. I done told y'all, it's been plenty of times I put something together and was like, nope, nobody ever see this. I'm sure he has the same type of stories, but when he posts, when you see him, man, he's hitting every time. But this is a Reese special right here. This is a Reese special, and it's definitely something I would do. Simplistic, yeah, he killing it. He's killing it. All right, we can start at the bottom. A nice pair of loafers, nice pair of penny loafers. Rustic type of condition to them, but not run over. Soles are in great shape, but they show signs of wear and tear. And sometimes with your penny loafers, man, that's a must. That's a must, right? As we scroll up, you see the small well corduroys, slim fit, a nice belt. It's a heraldic belt, but you can't really see the design because Reese is a fan of the 2-finger tuck. So we got this beautiful Rugby by Rugby Ralph Lauren tucked in the front. Four basic collegiate food groups are in full effect here. All right, college green, navy, wine, gold. All right, beautiful crest here with the navy chevrons on repeat. The oars, the Latin phrase here under that. All right, we went with an OCBD. We went with an OCBD in a Columbia blue with white stripe. And we went with a navy cricket player tie. Navy with gold stripe, rep stripe cricket player tie. And that's all you need. That's all you need. Now, if knowing Reese, similar to me, if it's a little cooler outside for the rugby, then obviously, a nice Rugby Ralph Lauren tweed blazer to complete the look. But yeah, that's elbow patches. 13 on the back. Is it 13? No, it's 10. Number 10 patch on the back. Man, Rugby Reese. That's his stylings. This is brought to you by him. You can go no socks. You can go striped heraldic socks. You can go Argyle socks. But this is a Rugby Reese original. All right, this look is brought to you by my boy Chatty Lauren, and my boy John Rutherford, right? Now, why one look for 2 RL guys? Well, it's simple. When I reached out to both to like, hey, I need to know your favorite way to style the rugby shirt, you would have thought they were sitting in the same room and conversating on what to send me back as a reply, because the replies were deadly similar. Like, it was so similar that when I replied back, I just replied back in a 3-person group text, because I wasn't about to type the same thing twice to 2 different people. Like, they both told me the same thing as far as their go-to looks for styling the rugby. So I said, hey, y'all gonna have to share a rig. They was like, no problem. So that's what it is. All right, now this look is definitely a look I do, especially right now where we talking about highs of maybe 75. But if you're still outside when the sun goes down, lows of 60, 58, man, this is it. This is perfect. But what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom, all right? We went with a pair of leather boat shoes. They both said leather boat shoes. I asked them, leather boat shoes or suede boat shoes, because I got both. They both came back with leather. So leather boat shoes. Socks. It's funny because John did not specify, but Chad in particular said pull the socks all the way up. So yeah, Now, let me tell you real quick. Chad, he's the reason I got into the brand Rugby Ralph Lauren. He's the reason. Number one, at the time when I first met or ran into Chad on IG, I was probably extra large. At minimum, I was an extra large. So, at that time, I had already known about rugby. I'd already seen rugby, but rugby was not on my radar because of the cuts and the sizes. But I saw Chad in something, man. I said, bruh, that's it. I'm on board. And I started buying rugby and losing weight at the same time. And me and him been tight pretty much ever since. Chad is a no-nonsense dude. He's tall. He's from Nigeria. He is a Juventus fanatic. He's an Eagles fan too, but you know, everybody can't be perfect. Everybody can't be perfect. He's an Eagle fan, but everybody can't be perfect. But he's a Juventus fanatic. You know, he's from, like I said, he's from Nigeria. He's here. He's been here for decades. But one thing I love about Chad, man, is like Chad is like Tommy from Martin. We don't know exactly what he do. We just know he ain't into nothing illegal. You know what I mean? And we know he get bread. But we don't know exactly what it is he do. But one thing I do know that he does is he take care of his family. And I love to see men, I don't care what race you are, I love to see men that are invested in their family. And Chad is invested in his family, man. He just had his first kid a couple years ago. Shout out to my nephew, Rugby. That's right. He named his son Rugby. Shout out to Rugby. Great kid. Chad is a great father. That's my guy. John, on the other hand, is a youngin'. Wow. He from Tennessee. That's my dude. That's my dude. He's from Middle Tennessee. He goes hunting. He goes fishing. And he dresses like a mother. Man, listen. John's, he at 20 something, got 25, 26 years old, something like that. Man, it ain't too many out there like him. Boy, the boy is fierce. He's fierce when it comes to this Ralph Lauren lifestyle, dressing the part. He's fierce. He is fierce. My boy John he's into real estate. He's into real estate. And I would tell you something else he can do, but let's just say John is from the country and John knows his liquor. Let's just leave it at that, okay? Because I ain't no snitch. All right? Anyway, boat shoes, socks pulled all the way up for Chatty, right? Nice pair of crispy white shorts. I rolled both sides up because Chad is tall, but he will do the 7-8 inch inseam, and John is not quite as tall, and he's definitely, when it comes to shorts, he's definitely of the preppy variety. All right. Pulled out this beauty here, man. I love this Rugby. I've had this. This is one of my oldest Rugbies. All right. The French Navy, Aviator Navy Rugby style collar. Beautiful crest here is rowing. 1939. Man, got a list for everybody in the University Regatta. June 26, 1939. Rugby Challenge plate won by Ralph Lauren with the names of everybody on. Man, listen, this Rugby right here, yeah, this will never leave my collection. The white and blue striped sleeves, yeah, this ain't going nowhere. We did a club collar, Oxford cloth button down, pink with the white club collar. Rugby Ralph Lauren bow tie here with the in the college green with the crest on it. And Chad said, definitely I'm carrying a messenger bag. So I pulled out the French Navy Rugby Attack Squadron messenger bag. And neither one of them mentioned anything about a hat, but I just love this Rugby with that particular Rugby cricket hat. So I'm just holding it. You know, I ain't put it on the head, but I'm definitely holding it. But this look is definitely a go-to. This definitely is something that I would jump on, you know. And like I said, Chad and John, this is one of their go-to style looks. The Rugby with the neckwear layered over the Oxford and the shorts with the boats. That's a Chatty original. That's a John Rutherford original. Boom. All right, now this look is, well, first and foremost, this look is a go-to look for the Rugby shirt from my man D Will. Full IG right there, D Will of Fortune. We call him D Will for short. Now, D Will, I tell you what, pause it right here, go to Google, look up the word, type in the words, smooth, cool, suave, money-getting mother. D Will name probably gonna be in the top 2 or 3. Top 2 or 3 of if you search that exact what I told you to type, D Will gonna probably be in the top 2 or 3. That said, my boy is a Virginia. He's a Virginia cat. Again, you know, you'll probably notice a theme here, but he's a family man. His young king, I think, is 3 years old. He's been married, I think, 4 years, something like that. Like D Will that dude. D Will that dude. Now I'm gonna tell you how much of that dude he is. Remember, I told you that Chad is the guy that got me on Rugby the brand. D Will is the one that actually got me on the Rugby shirt. I think I told part of the story before, but I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you. So I'm on the IG, and I'm not even sure how, because I don't even know if I was following him yet or not. But I ran across his page, and it was this one picture. I clicked, I'm looking at the picture, and I'm like, that's fresh as hell. And what it was, he had on a pair of jeans, and he had on a quarter zip rugby pullover hoodie type deal, right? You could tell it had rugby inspiration in it because of the way there was some tonal padding on the shoulders, if I'm not mistaken. But it had a Gothic P. He had a shirt on under it. I don't even think he had a tie on. But it was just so dope the way it was. I was like, in its simplicity, it was just so dope. And I was still fairly new to a lot of the different stylings. I hadn't become a student yet at the time. I was just like buying pieces and just going off the brain of how I wanted to put things together, how I saw it. And it was working for me. But when I saw that, man, it was so dope to me that I reached out to Buddy. I said, hey, look, man, we don't really know each other like that, but look, this picture right here, man, I'm asking, is it all right if I, bite, copy, whatever you want to call it? I asked him, could I take the style? He was like, bro, absolutely. He was like, that's what a post picture's for. Man, from then on, we've been cool. That's my boy. That's my man. You know what I mean? I'm just so proud and happy for him, man, because of the way he rolled. Like, he got his own company. That's right there. So, if you're a fan of graphic tees, one-offs with the graphic tees, you got an idea for some, hit D Will up. He runs his own company. Very successful, but the boy know how to do his thing, man. So let's start at the bottom like we've been doing. All right. My man said he said something about it was some type of loafer he mentioned, but he said definitely just a laid back white polo sneaker worked just fine. Now what I do know though, D Will is the type that he will break out with some Yeezys that you ain't never seen before with this ensemble too. He will, sometimes he will step out there, some Louboutins or something, and just, kill your whole spirit from the inside out. But I went with what I had here, obviously. So he told me his favorite way to do it is either shorts or jeans. So I went with the jeans since I already had one with shorts. He told me let the tail hang out in the front and in the back, but there's got to be some it can't be symmetric. It's got to have that, it's got to have that thrown together look, but it's definitely not thrown together, right? I went ahead and went with the South Africa jaunt here. 11 on the sleeve, South Africa across the front, beautiful big rugby kicker here inside of the ribbon, New York Rugby, South African flag. And we did it over the yellow Oxford cloth button down. So it made an appearance 2 weeks in a row. My man said no neckwear, no neckwear. And D Will, he got suits in his arsenal. He got ties in his arsenal. But this particular look, he was like no neckwear. Now what he did tell me was if it does get a little cooler outside, he would not hesitate to throw on a sports coat. In particular, but not limited to, a nice little herringbone blazer. All right. So if it is a little cooler outside, the man, the myth, the legend is definitely not above throwing on a blazer or a sports coat. Leave everything as is. You throwing the coat on. The coat is on for comfort. But it's also just a hell of a look, and he knows that. Like I said, my man knows exactly what he's doing out here in these streets when it comes to, putting on some Ralph, man. He definitely is He definitely is a standout dude, a stand-up dude, solid through and through. But it ain't a lot of people. It ain't a lot of people that can go blow for blow and pound for pound with D Will when he sets his mind to it. But when you spend 23 and a half hours of every day chasing that paper for your legacy, everything else can just kind of, it is what it is, man. I know how to do this thing. It's nothing. I'm telling you, look, go back and Google what I said, Google, and I guarantee you my boy is in there. But this is a D Will original, RL guys. And that's another episode in the books. We did rugby season. We started it off right. We did rugby season, not just the Mr. Parker way, but the RL guys way. Right? My guys, man, like we take inspiration from each other, and it's not a competition or anything like that. Like most guys is just like we just love what it is. We just love this thing of ours called Ralph Lauren, and we build off each other. We build off each other. It's just a mutual respect. I did forget to do fragrance of the ensemble, which for me was a no-brainer. Polo sport, just because the whole athletic type of background with the ensembles, as not only as a total, but the one I'm wearing too. So I went polo sport. Great fragrance for this type of this type of ensemble. It just is what it is. So get in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about the various styles we saw today. We saw Chad and John. We saw D Will of Fortune. We saw his stylings. We saw the incomparable Reese Jackson. Yeah, man, like my dudes, man, my guys, and there's other gentlemen that are in the RL guys, obviously, because if y'all following the page, it's 8 of us. A couple of other guys are not as heavy into the rugby shirt per se, but it's nothing they can't do, nothing they can't pull off. So it's just a matter of taste, specific taste. You know what I mean? So those guys they know what's up. They know it's nothing but love for them. You know what I mean? Ali, Dean, love you guys. It's gonna always be love. But when it comes to the rugby shirts, those mainstays, the guys that are those mainstays is who I wanted to feature. So, and there's a story behind each and every rugby, as you already know. All right, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend, because we here just like rugby season. Let's get it. All right. Artists paint pictures, haters paint narratives. Don't be no hater. Y'all have a good one.